I am a libertarian. I am a minarchist libertarian. I'm actually a real libertarian. I'm not a bullshit libertarian. Unfortunately, we live in a society right now where there's a lot of bullshit libertarians, people who say they're libertarian, but they're not. They love big government. But anyway, I'm going to explain to you why, despite the fact that I'm a libertarian, and I believe that libertarianism or something close to libertarianism is the least bad way to organize a society and a nation. It's not perfect. I'm not one of these guys who says, oh, the free market fixes everything. No, there are problems with capitalism. There are problems with the free market. There are problems with libertarianism. There are. But on the overall, libertarianism, small government, free markets, high degree of personal freedom, anti-war is the least bad way to manage a society, in my view. And I've talked about that in great details with all kinds of facts and figures at the Caleb Jones blog if you want to take a look at that. But despite all that, let me explain to you why libertarianism will never catch on. And libertarianism will never be popular in any major way, ever, because a number of reasons, but I'll give you the biggest reason. The biggest reason is it's too complicated. It's too complicated for normal people to understand. And I don't mean that as an arrogant statement. I'll prove it to you right now. So if you have libertarianism and you compare it to the other two big ideologies, the biggest one, which is left-wingism, liberalism, at least the American definition of liberalism. So left-wingism, if you compare it to left-wing concepts and left-wing worldviews, the reason that the left-wing worldview is so popular and so compelling all over the planet to so many people is because it's easy. It's easy to understand. It's simple. All you have to do to convince people to go to the left is the government will pay for it. It's a very simple point. It's a very simple statement. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand the economics behind it. Now, it's bullshit. It doesn't work long term, but that doesn't matter. Even a retarded person can understand if you have a problem, the government will pay for it. It's not true. The taxpayers will pay for it. But anyway, we can get into those details. My point is, it's very simple and easy to understand. You don't have to explain that statement. People go, oh, okay. And then they vote for the left. It's very simple. Now, let's take conservatism, the right-wingers. Still pretty simple, not quite as simple as the left. That's why it's not quite as popular as the left, but it's still reasonably simple, right? An American right-winger says, we will bomb the bad people. Okay, a little more complicated than government will pay for it. It's a little more complicated. Well, why are they bad and what does that involve? But still, a typical normal person with 100 IQ can go, oh, okay, well, I don't like bad people and bombing bad people, I guess, is a good thing. So, okay. And so they have buy-in, right? If you want to take the Trump version, I will build a wall. Oh, okay, he'll build a wall. Okay, now he won't build a wall. As I've been saying since day one, he won't. Not that Trump supporters care. But my point is, it's very easy to understand, okay? When you're a right-wing conservative, we can throw these basic statements at you. They're a little more complicated than left-wing statements, but they're still pretty easy. Now you're a libertarian, okay? You libertarians already know where this is going because you've tried this. You're a libertarian. You're trying to convince someone of libertarianism. So you say, abolishing the minimum wage will help poor people. And a normal everyday person goes, what the fuck? You're insane. That doesn't make any sense. And you go, no, let me explain it. And in order to explain that statement, you now have to give that guy a fucking 5-minute economics lesson. Literally, you have to sit there for about 3 or 4 minutes and explain a bunch of economic concepts, a bunch of financial concepts. Now, is he going to have the patience to sit there and listen to you for 5 minutes? Okay, maybe, but probably not. Is he going to understand the economic and financial concepts you relate to him or her? Is he going to understand it all? Maybe he will, but maybe he won't. Lastly, is he going to trust you? If you start stating these economic laws and you start quoting things from history and quoting things from economics, is he going to trust you to say, oh yes, that's accurate? Or is he going to say, oh, that's bullshit. That's not true. That's not what I learned in college, right? Is he going to trust you? Again, maybe, but probably not. This is one of the many reasons why libertarianism is never going to catch on in any major way. And guys who are hardcore activist libertarians trying to get people to be more libertarian, they're kind of wasting their time. It's the same thing as right-wing activism and a lot of left-wing activism. It's just kind of an emotional exercise. You're really not going to accomplish anything because people are not interested and or don't understand libertarian concepts because they don't catch on. And I love some of these guys. These libertarians are my brothers. I love Adam Kokesh. God bless Adam Kokesh. He's great. He's wasting his time. Nothing against the guy. He's wonderful. He's wasting his time. People don't give a shit. No one's going to sit there and nod their heads and as you talk about libertarian economics for 15 minutes and explain these little statements when they can just go to the left and say, well, I want government to pay for it. That's a lot easier than trying to figure out your fucking libertarian minarchist economics. Okay? The other side of the coin is that it's a lot easier to get free stuff than it is to be free, right? Freedom is very frightening to people. Freedom is scary. Saying you are free and now your responsibility is yours, that's scary to a lot of people, and I'm including a lot of right-wing conservatives in that category. That's very jarring for a lot of human beings. It's much easier to say, if you're on the left, mommy government will take care of you, or if you're on the right, big daddy government will go get those brown people, or go get those terrorists, or go get those Muslims. It's so much easier to fall in these two camps, right? Intellectually speaking, than to be a libertarian and explain a bunch of libertarian concepts that A, you won't even understand, most people won't understand, and B, or listen to, and B, not even be happy about. I like free stuff. I want to kill bad people. So, if you're a libertarian like I am, just accept the fact that we're weird, that we're the few rational ones, and we're going to be alone. What is it? I think in the last election, of all the elections for the libertarians to do well in the United States, Hillary versus Donald Trump, I mean, they should have gotten 12%, 15% of the vote. They got 3% of the vote. So 3% of Americans or so are libertarians. In Europe, it's effectively 0%. Those percentages are going to kind of stay the same. There's not going to be any major change in that stuff. Just accept it. Move on. It's the way it goes. Don't freak out about it. It's not a big deal. Again, as always, focus on your own life, your own personal freedom, and don't worry about society so much. Once you're at a place where you can worry about society, once you're at a place where you're making plenty of money, your sex life's great, your life is solid and ready to go, then you can worry about society if you want. But until then, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Have fun. Live.